Namaskar students. So in today's lecture we are going to understand the short circuit of synchronous machine. So whenever the short circuit is occurring on a synchronous machine, on the terminal of the synchronous machine, how we can find out the short circuit reactance and how we can find the short circuit current on load and off load, that we are discussing in today's lecture. Then after in next lecture we are going to discuss about how we can select the rating of the circuit breaker. Okay. So, short circuit of an unloaded synchronous machine. So, under the steady state short circuit condition, the armature reaction of your synchronous machine, or we can say particularly if we talk about a generator. Okay. So, if particularly we talk about the generator, it produces a demagnetizing flux, okay, and that is XD. So, in terms of a circuit, this effect is modeled as a reactance in series with your induced EMF. Okay. So, this reactance, when combined with your leakage reactance XL of the machine, is generally called your synchronous reaction XD. Okay, that we have discussed in our previous chapter when we are discussing about the synchronous machine. Now, the armature resistance, the value of your armature resistance Ra is very small with respect to your Xa. That is why it can be easily neglected, because the value of Ra is very much lesser than the value of Xa. So, we are not going to consider the value of Ra. Okay. So, the steady state circuit model of your synchronous machine can be shown such like this, okay, where your EMF is connected in series with your leakage reactance, and this is your armature reaction XL. Okay. Now, the next thing is, consider now a sudden short circuit is occurring at your, we can say, the 3-phase of your synchronous generator, which is initially operating as open circuit condition. Okay. So, initially here also we have shown one key which is open circuited. That is why whenever we press this key, we are applying a 3-phase short circuit on the terminal of your synchronous machine. Okay. So, the machine undergoes a transient in all 3 phases and finally end up in your steady state condition that is described in previous slide. So, the circuit breaker must be in the circuit, so to interrupt the current which is much before higher than the steady state conditions are reached. So, immediately upon the short circuit, your DC offset currents appear before your steady state conditions are reached. Okay. Now, each with the difference magnitude, since the point on the voltage wave at which we can say the short circuit occurs is different for each phase. Okay. So, if we discuss the approximate circuit model during the sub-transient period of the short circuit now, but the question is that what is sub-transient period? Okay. So, for short circuit studies, we need to concentrate our attention on your symmetrical short circuit current only. So, whatever the current which is flowing during, if we press this key at that time, our concentration will be on the finding the value of your short circuit current. So, immediately in event of your short circuit, so whenever we press this key, so initial phase, the symmetrical short circuit current is limited only by your leakage reactance XL of the machines. Now, since your air gap flux cannot change instantaneously, because we know the flux of constant flux linkage, in that case your air gap flux will not going to change instantaneously. Okay. So, to counter this demagnetization of your armature short circuit current appear in your field winding as well as we can say in a damper winding in a direction to help our main flux. Okay. That is what your armature reaction and effect of armature reaction will be demagnetization. Okay. So, this current decays in accordance with your winding constants, winding time constants, and this time constant of the damper winding, which has the value of low leakage reactance. Okay. The value of will be low leakage reactance. Okay. And we can say with comparison with your field winding, which has high leakage reactance. So, for field winding the leakage reactance will be higher. So, thus the during the initial part of your short circuit, the damper winding, only your damper winding, your field winding XF will be come into the picture, and they will be connected in parallel. Okay, X also will be there, but there is field winding and damper winding come into the picture when initially we are applying your short circuit. Okay, so as the damper winding currents are first going to be die out, so XDW effectively becomes open circuited. Okay, so this will become open circuit, and at a later stage when XF become open circuited, we are talking about your field winding, it will be become open circuited after your XDW become open circuited. So first your XW will be open circuited, afterward XF will be open circuited. So the machine reactance thus changes from your parallel combination of XA, XF and XDW during the initial period of the short circuit to, we can say, XA and XF in parallel. Okay, so initially when all three XDW, XF and XA are in your circuit, in that case we can say the total reactance is nothing but your direct access subtransient reactance, and that can be found out like this. So XD double dash is nothing but your subtransient reactance, and it can be found out by XL in series with these three are connected in parallel. So how we can solve this? So this is the solution of three reactants connected in parallel plus XL, that will be your XD double dash subtransient of reactance. Okay, now here we can say this subtransient reactance of the machine XD double dash, while the reactance effective after the damper winding currents are died out. So in that case, when damper winding current is died out, in that case we can represent this circuit by this circuit. Okay, where we are open circuiting this XDW. In that case we can represent XF and XA, and this is nothing but your direct access transient reactance. Okay, now of course the reactance under the steady state condition. So if you find let me find before going to the steady state condition, if you find the reactance of the circuit, that can be given by XD dash, that is your transient reactance. So we have to find the parallel of XF and XA, and we have to add XL, that will be your XD dash. Okay, your transient reactance of the machine. So now if we talk about the steady state condition, that is the synchronous machine or synchronous reactance of our machine. So obviously the value of XD double dash, now just keep your mind here. So XD double dash, the value of XD double dash will be less than the value of XD dash, and that will be less than the value of XD. Here XD is your steady state reactance. Okay, so the value of XD dash will be less than the value of XD double dash will be less than the value of XD dash. Okay, and that will be also less than XD, that is our steady state reactance. So this machine thus offers a time varying reactance which changes from XD double dash to XD dash and finally XD. Okay, so if we examine the oscillograph, so in next slide we are going to just find out how your XD dash and XD double dash will going to vary according to if our reactance is going to vary. So if we talk about the current I, it is also going to be vary. Okay, so we are going to plot the oscillogram of your current, which is going to be changed with respect to your transient, subtransient and steady state reactance. Okay, so before that you have to just understand this term, that your subtransient reactance will be lesser than your transient reactance, and transient reactance will be lesser than your steady state reactance. Okay, now if we examine the oscillograph of your short circuit current of a synchronous machine, and initially that will be a DC offset current have been removed. So here we have not shown this DC offset current. So we will find the current wave and that will be have a wave shape of something like this. Okay, This is nothing but oscillograph of your symmetrical short circuit current. Now here we are talking about currents. Okay. So the envelope of your current wave shape is plotted right here. So we can say the short circuit current can be divided into the three part. Initial part will be the subtransient period, when the current is very large. Here you can see the value of current is very large, as machine offer only the subtransient reactance. So in initial period, the machine offers only the subtransient reactance, that is XT double dash. Okay. The middle transient period, when the machine offers only the transient reactance XD dash, and finally the steady state period, when the machine offer your steady state reactance XD. Okay, that is why here you can see in y axis we have shown the symmetrical short circuit current, and in x axis we are dealing with time. Okay, so this is your first time subtransient period, then the transient period, and the steady state period. So initially the value of current, if we let's say this is the O. So initially we talk about your current, the magnitude of current is OC, okay, during the subtransient period. At the transient period, the magnitude of current is now OB, and after in steady state period, now it is OA. Okay, so the value of your current will depends upon your reactance XD double dash, XT dash, and XT. So if the transient envelope is, we can say, the extrapolated backward in the time, the difference between your transient the transient and subtransient envelopes in current is given by delta I. So if we take the difference between this current, that will be, let's say it is delta I. Okay. So if we talk about delta I double dash max minus I dash max, let's say it is delta I dash. In that case, I dash max minus I max will be delta I double dash. Okay, this is nothing but we are taking the difference between two currents. So in terms of the oscillogram, we can represent this current and the reactance. So we can find out the value of this current. So if we talk about first subtransient current I double dash, okay, we are talking about this current, subtransient current I double dash, that can be given by your generated voltage EG of your machine divided by subtransient reactance XD double dash. Okay, if we talk about transient current I dash, it can be given by your generated voltage EG divided by, now in this case we have to put your transient reactance XD dash. And if we talk about steady state current, this OA, I am talking about OA, then in that case we can represent I is equal to EG divided by the reactance at this point is XD. Okay. So if this is the peak value, that is why if we want to find from this, we can write I double dash. This I double dash is nothing but OC by root 2. Okay, this will be the RMS value. Okay, OC divided by root 2. Same way I dash can be written by OB by root 2, and I can be written as OA by root 2. Okay, where we can say your I double dash, I dash, and I are steady state current, transient current, and subtransient current respectively. Same way, your XD dash and XD double dash is your direct axis synchronous reactance, direct axis transient reactance, and direct axis subtransient reactance respectively. And your EG is nothing but per phase no load voltage, and the value will be in RMS. Okay, and your OA, OB, and OC, this OA, OB, and OC will be the intercept shown in the figure. Okay, so in this way your symmetrical short circuit current will going to vary with respect to time. Okay, I hope you understand. So later now we are going to discuss about when we are finding our short circuit current when our synchronous machine is loaded. Okay, so in previous case we are discussing when our synchronous machine is unloaded. Okay, we are not connecting any load. Now if we connect the load across the terminal of your generator, here the load is connected. Okay, here in this figure I have not shown, but you have to consider now our synchronous machine is loaded. Okay, in that case we are going to find the short circuit current. Okay, so it was assumed that the machine was operating at no load in previous case to occurrence of the short circuit, but the analysis of the short circuit on a loaded synchronous machine is little bit complicated. Okay, so it's beyond the scope of this we can say the syllabus. We are not going to deeply understand how short circuit current is going to vary when our synchronous machine is loaded. Okay, it is not a part of our syllabus. But however, we present the method of computing the short circuit current when the short circuit occurs under the loaded condition. So here you can see in the figure. Here I have just let me just draw one more figure. If I have a space, let me just erase this. So you have to assume load is connected. I am not showing, but the load is connected there, so I can have space to draw something. This will be not covered in today's lecture. So this is your reactance, okay, so this is Eg, it's your XD, the current is, let's say it is I naught, and the voltage across here, let's say V naught. Okay, this is nothing but a circuit model of your loaded synchronous machine. Okay, I have just skipped this figure. I don't have to show because nothing. The difference is there. Here the value will be Eg. Here the Eg double dash during the subtransient period, and during the transient period it is Eg dash. Same XD dash, XD and XD double dash. Okay, that is the only difference. Now here in the figure you can show that under the steady state condition, when supplying a current of I naught, okay, to the bus terminal of your this voltage V naught. So Eg is nothing but the induced EMF under the loaded condition, and the XD is nothing but the direct axis synchronous reactance of the machine. Okay, so when short circuit occurs at the terminal of your machine, the circuit model to be used for computing the short circuit current, and that can be given right here. So whenever the short circuit occurs on the terminal of your generator, in that case, in that way we can find the value of your subtransient current, transient current and the steady state current. Okay, so the induced EMF to be used in these models, it can be given by, so if you want to find the value of Eg double dash, and here during the transient period if you want to find the value of Eg dash, then what is the value of Eg double dash and Eg dash that we are going to do. Okay, so the voltage Eg double dash is known as the voltage behind the subtransient reactance XD double dash, and Eg dash is nothing but the voltage behind the transient reactant XD dash. Okay, so if we take I dash 0, if we talk about this, so if we take I dash 0 is equal to 0, because under no load cases the value of current will be 0. In that case your Eg double dash is equal to Eg dash is equal to Eg, but we are talking about no load. Okay, but in this case we are considering that load is connected, so we can write Eg dash. Okay, so we can write Eg not dash. Let us first talk about Eg double dash. It can be written as your terminal voltage V naught plus I naught, the current is I naught and the reactance is XD double dash. Okay, So your Eg double dash can be given by your output voltage plus whatever the loss will be there across your Xd double dash reactance. Okay, because we are talking about generator. Here we are talking about generator. So same way your transient voltage can be given by Eg dash is equal to V naught plus I naught Xd dash. Okay. So in that way we can find the value of your the value of voltage behind your subtransient condition and the transient condition. Okay. Now this is the case of your generator. If we talk about the synchronous motor that have the internal EMF and the reactance similar to that of the generator, except that the direction of current will be reversed in case of a motor. Okay. So in case of a generator, current is going in this direction. If we find the circuit model for your motor, the direction of current will be opposite to the generator. Okay, that will be the only difference. In that case, your Eg double dash will be V naught minus I naught Xd double dash. So the sign will be minus in case of your motor. Okay, same way we can find the value of Eg double dash and Eg dash. Okay, in that case not Eg, it will be Em. Eg stands for generator. So in case of motor, that will be Em double dash and Em dash. So whenever we are dealing with short circuit of an interconnection system, in this case the synchronous machine, it can be a generator, it can be a motor. So that can be replaced by their corresponding circuit model. Okay, that is the generated EMF in series with your reactance. Okay, that is what the corresponding circuit model for your generator and motor. Okay, that is having the voltage behind the subtransient reactance in series with subtransient or the transient reactance, and the rest of the networks is being unchanged. Okay, so we are not going to change the rest of the network, that will be as it is, but our corresponding circuit element, in this case generator or motor, we can represent by your subtransient or transient reactance in series with subtransient and transient your voltage. Okay, voltage source. So this is it for the short circuit analysis of your generator. Either it can be loaded or unloaded. So whenever we meet in next lecture, we are going to discuss how we can rate our circuit breaker, how we can find the rating of your circuit breaker from short circuit analysis. With this, we are closing to this lecture. Thank you so much.